something that's really concerning to me when it comes to preparing. I have a fairly large family, and I have a fairly large extended family, and many of them are on daily medications. My stepdad has diabetes, and that one just kind of, I think, well, what would you do? Like, what would somebody with diabetes do? Like, how in the world are you supposed to survive a world that changes, the things you're preparing for? If there's a natural disaster, if there is civil unrest, if there is some sort of world-changing event, if there is really anything that prevents you from getting to the pharmacy, or the pharmacy getting the meds, or the pharmacy being able to even open, anything prevents that, a lot of people just simply will die. There is no other option. We've seen supply chains go down overnight. We've seen major shortages of medical supplies over just the last couple years. In August, there's a major expectancy of supply chain shortages, primarily because of things like UPS union strikes and increased tension between US and China. There's so many things that are predicted to cause major supply chain issues within the next few months. Now, this particular video is really exciting for me because we're the first to share this. We're the very first to share this. We shared about a year ago, we talked about the emergency antibiotics, and that's very important that you have emergency antibiotics on hand. And it's also more particularly important that they be prescribed by a doctor and they be shipped out of a pharmacy, some basics, that kind of thing. Man, big old fish back there jumped out of the water. And Jace is the only one that does that. But now, when you need those chronic meds, those daily meds, those things that you have to have, asthma, diabetes, heart condition, I could go on and on with the things that a person could need. What you have now is you can get a 12-month supply written by a U.S. doctor and prescribed by U.S. or Canadian pharmacy. Now, if you're on daily meds, if you're on chronic meds, you know how much your chronic meds cost. Generally speaking, what these are going to cost you is under $100 to start with for a 12-month supply. Now, medications are going to vary. Your weight, age, how many you take, your dosage, all those things are going to vary. And then it just kind of goes up from there. But typically how this works is you go through a very quick and simple process. If you did the emergency antibiotics, you'll communicate with a doctor. There'll be some general questions that a doctor will ask you, and then they will prescribe you these and then ship them to you. So you will always have this 12-month supply. Now, it is not designed to supplement your current medications. It's designed to be prepared there in case you need them in the event of emergency. We take our emergency antibiotics when we travel. This is a huge gap in everybody's preparedness plan. There's very few people out there that have a 12-month supply of their chronic meds, also in addition to what their doctor is prescribing them right now. Some people may put a little aside here and there, but to have literally a fresh 12-month supply prescribed by a doctor at a very reasonable cost. Oh, and by the way, if you give them our coupon code, I'm going to put that here, you're going to save a little money as well. We are the first to launch this, and we're proud to be the first to launch it. This is something that has always been a giant question mark in my head. In my immediate family, I would say 80% of the people would fall in this list, and they could get then supplied for 12 months supply. It is a big deal. And let's just say a storm comes through, tornado, whatever it is you're near, if something comes through and suddenly you're shut off and you can't get the emergency medic, the chronic meds that you need, well, then you got them. Even if you know the power will be on in 3 days, well, you need them now. I mean, if you have asthma, you can't go, well, I'll just deal with that in 3 days. If you have diabetes, you can't do that. There's so many things. And a lot of these chronic meds too, when you stop taking them, it kind of causes some issues. Even if you think, well, I might not have the thing it's diagnosed for, that problem, I might have some other side effect because all of a sudden I just quit taking them because a storm came through. Or if you're traveling and your bag gets, whatever the case may be, it is a big deal to have these things around. Leading up to this, we did an interview with the CEO of Jace, and we're going to release that video later. He's going to feed you a ton of information on this. You can learn a lot of it at their website, and of course, when you start communicating with their doctors, you're going to learn all of it. But that's going to feed you a lot of information too, because this is a big deal to us. Again, 80% of my family needs this stuff. It's a big deal. Most of my distant family are older people, and they all those people need it. So there you go. I'm also going to, again, recommend you don't have the emergency antibiotics on hand. That's just one infection away from death if you don't have emergency antibiotics on hand. But chronic meds, man, that's a gap in the preparedness thing that finally is here. Like, it should have been here 100 years ago, but it's finally here. And this is who brings it to you. Is Jace. We're very proud to be the ones that let you know about this first. Links below. Use the coupon code. Fill that gap in that's always been missing. Most of your questions can be found at their website. So any thoughts or insight, put it below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel through Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.